today. She is doing a lot of great work, especially when it comes to abuse, child abuse, and all of those things around the world. And she's here today to have this conversation with us. We're going to be talking about something very, very profound, something very something life changing that every single person would want to learn about. And she's here today to shed light on specific issues around child abuse. She is the director and executive director and founder of Shield Them Support Organization. That's what she does, and that's why she's here this afternoon to have this conversation with us. Her name is Mrs. Modupe Adelanwa. She's here this afternoon for a great time on radio having this conversation together. We'll be right back shortly to have another time and where we'll begin the conversation in full with Mrs. Modupe. This is Women Radio 91.7 and you're listening to The Big Question. Hello, Ma. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. I can hear you
Okay.
clearly. Good
Okay.
afternoon. How are
Good
you?
afternoon. I'm doing well. You're welcome. It's so good to have you this afternoon.
It's nice to have you too.
Yes. Okay. Because of our time, I want you to give us a brief introduction about you and also your organization. That's the Shields Them Support Organization. For those who are just listening, they don't know who you are, what you do in the organization. I want you to tell us a brief, tell us something little about it.
Okay, just to start, so I wouldn't know if I have to go to, is it a minute or what? Because, okay, Shield Them Organization, um, we create awareness in child sexual abuse. We were registered 2016, and basically it was out of the fact that myself, Mudupe Adelanwa, the executive director of Shieldem, had some experiences in childhood that actually inspired me into setting up Shieldem. And as time goes on this interview, you get to know more about Shieldem
Yes.
because we've been everywhere, actually. We've been almost everywhere in Abuja. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love that you're doing great work around the world and especially in Abuja. Thank you so much for lending your voice to those that need them. So, what exactly is child sexual abuse and why is it important for parents to understand them today? Because many parents that don't really pay attention to sexual matters. Many parents don't even like to talk about sex with their children. They just feel like, you figure it out when you grow older, and all of that. And in this current world, a lot of things are happening on social media. Children are learning about sex online, and many of them are even victims of sexual abuse and they don't know it. So, what exactly is child sexual abuse, and why is it important for parents to understand it today?
Thank you very much for that question. Um, it's huge. You see, child sexual abuse is a situation that I can describe where an adult or an older person or adolescent or another child uses to like it's for sexual purposes. I don't even know how to explain it. People would think when you say child sexual abuse is about just one adult, raping a child. It goes beyond that because at times you find peer to unpeer abuse. So it can include inappropriate touches, forcing or persuading a child to engage in sexual activities
Yes.
against their wishes. Exposing a child to, it can also be exposing a child to sexual contents
Mm-hmm.
like pornography contents and all
Mm-hmm.
that. It can also be exploitation through, as I've said, pornography, online grooming, and it is a very serious violation of, I mean, coming from child's rights. A lot of people just say, oh, they rape, and yeah, it's violation of the right of a child
Yeah.
when you rape a child. And it can occur anywhere. It occurs in homes, in schools, communities, even through digital platforms. That's what we see now, and that is even very, very difficult to detect. It is very important for a parent to understand that child sexual abuse today became children are abused today because children face increasing risk, both offline and online, and the
Yes.
parents don't even know that, because most of these kids are always quiet about it. When parents are informed, they are better able to recognize warning signs, create a safe environment, and teach their children about body safety, which is very, very important, and boundaries, keeping boundaries. You have to set boundaries. Children has to know that. So awareness also empowers parents to be able to listen to their children and support them when they fall into this kind of traps. So that's all about the definition of child sexual abuse.
Thank you so much. I really like the fact that you also mentioned that child sexual abuse also involves showing children sexual content, things that are not meant to see. That is also a form of child sexual abuse. And I'm sure a lot of people do not even know that. Now, we believe that many of the abusers are mostly strangers. They say, oh, maybe somebody somewhere that they met somewhere. How true is this? And who are the common perpetrators of this child sexual abuse?
Um, hmm. It's so funny that they keep saying that they are strangers, but
Hmm.
for me, um, they, most of the time now, they are not even strangers.
Hmm.
The majority, almost 90%, are people that are known to these children. So the parents must be aware of this, because
Yeah.
they used to say stranger danger or something like that. It's no more like that. Now we see uncles, grandmas, grandpas, even grandmas, you
Hmm.
know, doing, I mean, nannies, you know. So it's not about strangers. It's even easier for people that are known to the child to
Yes.
now uh, to rape the child or assault the child sexually.
Hmm.
So,
Wow.
so parents need to have a great awareness of people around them. You will not say that I'm just leaving my child for 2 hours for my neighbor. You really have to be very careful who you put your children with.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I agree with you. It's very important that our parents are conscious about those that they leave their children with. It's not about, oh, it's my brother, it's my sister, their family. I mean, not because we don't trust our family members, but we are in a time where we need to be more intentional as possible. Okay, I agree with you on that. And so I want to know, what are some of the early signs that parents should look out for if a child may be experiencing sexual abuse? So children may not be able to come and say it, maybe due to the fear that the person has put into them. What are some of the early signs that parents can take note of in their children?
okay, there are many. You know, I've been in school situations that many a times the parents, not even the teachers or the owner of the school, recognizes these signs. But we teach it to them. We teach it to parents at PTAs. We teach it to the minders in schools and even the proprietaresses and
Yeah.
all the rest. The early warning signs of child sexual abuse are often seen in a child's behavior. There is
Mm.
no way a child will just suddenly change. There is a way you will know that this child wasn't like this. This child was not withdrawn. This child was not working in isolation. And then suddenly the child goes cold. So parents need to pay closer attention to sudden or unusual changes in their children.
Mm.
The first behavioral changes that is very, very common to children.
Mm-hmm.
A child who was previously happy may suddenly become withdrawn, fearful, or unusually quiet, always fidgeting with
Yes.
themselves for no reasons at all. And it will be so noticeable.
Mm.
Some children may avoid certain people or places, refuse to go to school at times.
Yes.
If the perpetrator is in school, they will refuse to go to school. If the perpetrator is at home, they will not love going back home.
Mm.
At times, they just show a sudden fear of being alone with a particular adult.
Yes.
And it happens was some parents they overlook it because they are busy. Most of the time, the reason is always I'm busy. I didn't even notice, you know. So others may show age inappropriate sexual knowledge or behaviors,
Mm-hmm.
which can be a warning sign. When they start talking about body parts in a very funny way in class, then you know that something has happened. Somebody has touched it. Then second, there may be emotional signs to watch out for. The child may become anxious, depressed, withdrawn, angry, or experience frequent nightmares. It's always
Mm.
running to mom or dad. Yes, I had this bad dream and that. They might lose confidence even in themselves. And at times they go they're low self-esteem. They don't believe they can do anything, you know. So suddenly they have mood swings and unexplained, at times they will just sit down and start crying. And when people ask, they have no answer for it.
Mm.
So parents would watch out for physical or health indicators. When we say that, it's like at times a child will come home with scratches on their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You need to ask. You need to really question that. So it's just not okay for parents to wish aside when a child says, "Mom, I want to talk to you. Dad, I would like to talk to you." So these are some of the early signs to look out for in a sexually abused child. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that answer. I really, really, learned something from that as well. So you've mentioned some of the signs parents can look out for when their child or their children are sexually abused. So how do you think parents can protect their children from sexual abuse? Because many times, if it's happening in school, you can't follow them to school. You don't know the exact day it will happen. So you can't follow them. So what are some of the things that parents can do to protect their children from sexual abuse?
Is it to protect or to, if reported, is it to protect?
Yes, to protect them if reported or before it is reported. So maybe they can tell their children if somebody touches you here, you scream or something like that.
Okay. Yes, that is it. The children has to know about their body. Children has to know about boundaries. You don't just let anybody touch your body or body parts. It has to be taught to children, to children. Children who have experienced child sexual abuse, they need they need our total support, strong support. So before we think, it's not as if we actually want our children to be abused, but the fact that you should be ready that anything can happen to any child, because it can happen to any child at all. So you watch out for your child every day. A lot of people don't um, don't even like come back home. I'm busy. A child wants to talk to you. You are not ready to actually have answers.
Yes.
So in order to prevent this, talk to your child about always telling that, let them know that they can always come to you to tell you everything about everything, that you are their number one stop to talk to in times of trouble. Then you must have support systems around your children who they
Yes.
can go to if they cannot come to you. Okay, you can talk to your this, you can talk to your auntie or something like that. Of course, at times, the aunties, you might not know, it might also be a perpetrator, but at the same time, once they know, if the perpetrators realizes that you have support system for your child, it will be very, very hard and difficult, to come near such a child.
Yes, yes, I agree with that very much. Let's talk about Shield Them Support Foundation for organization for a moment. What kinds of support or services does Shield Them provide for families and children that are affected by sexual abuse?
Okay. Well, for us, what we do is if we find that a child is abused, we report the cases. We report cases to either, we refer cases, and then the support that we can give is counseling. If we do counseling, then uh, we refer them to organizations that handle psychosocial treatment, interventions for these
Okay.
children. So what we do also, we also report to law enforcement agencies, where it's needed. At times, yeah, to FIDA, if we are also double referred to places for legal issues,
Yes.
to FIDA for free intervention
Mm-hmm.
for the children. But for us, we lend a voice, we counsel, and we report cases to authorities like NAPTIP.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
That's
we
really
also counsel the teachers and the parents too, the school authority in general, the staff.
yes. That's really good. Great work you're doing with children. In case somebody listening right now wants to get in contact with children, maybe they have issues and they want to reach out to children support organization, maybe parents, communities, families. They want to support you or partner with the organization or even report cases to the organization. How can they do that?
I just believe that with adequate partnership, we need partnerships. We need, of course, everybody needs funding, but funding should not be number one. We need people, because we need to be, we go to grassroots and we need hands to help. So we also need technical capacity
Yes.
and community support. We need the community. We need the community to help us. We need to join hands with, we want the community to join any community that we find ourselves. We need people. They can contact us so that when we are going on our community interventions, we go
Yes.
together. We do it. But this is a whole of the society that we are talking about. It's
Mm-hmm.
not only for the work is not only for children support organization.
Yes.
I mean, we try to safeguard the child, and we promote the safer communities. So if we are going to have safer communities, we must involve members of the communities. And that's what we have been doing on a very low key. We wish we could do more. The one thing that actually help us and shield them is because we have, when at times when some people say you're rich, I would say we have reached millions. Why I'm saying that is because we do radio programs. At times they are called for interview. Then we do NTA, that's media coverage for our interventions. So this goes a whole lot to make sure that the voice goes globally at times. People will just switch on their phone, NTA, international, and they are seeing Shield them, you know. So that's one of the things, that's one of the areas that we take um, that we use as an opportunity to reach out. But most especially, we refer people to government agency like NAPTIP, and then we also refer to Worklife and several others.
All right. So if people want to reach out to the organization, maybe a phone number or a website they can reach out to you with.
Okay, yeah, my Children Support Organization, our phone number is 070 666 09547. We are always available. Can always count on us.
Okay. Thank you so much. You can please call the number one more time for those who couldn't get to that first.
Okay. The number is 070 666 09547. My name is Modupe Adilanwa, Executive Director and Founder, Shield Them Support Organization. I will always pick your call. There are certain things I would have loved to say on
Yeah.
this call, but I would rather not say it. But if you
Okay.
call me, we have things to say. Yeah.
Definitely.
Deep. It is deep. It's deep.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much for such a fun-filled and insightful conversation this evening. I learned a lot of things, and thank you so much for making it as interactive as possible. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Shield Them organization is there to help you solve any problems or issues as regarding child sexual abuse in Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us this
Okay.
afternoon.
Thank you very much, too. Thank
All
you.
right.
And God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Friday on Women Radio 91.7 for another time on The Big Question. My name is Fulua Kirani. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye for now.
Yeah, on tour, we should celebrate, dedicate some time to you, baby. It's a day I can't be late, gotta regulate, cause I hate it. 30 looks on your pretty face, stay back. I pulled up on the day. I told them bring a passport, told them bring a case, fly out for a couple of days. We should take a trip away. There's no time like the present, we're getting
on the love. In between the sheets on the love. So that no one can see us on the love. If we just creep it though. I know you want the link on the love. We have to stay discreet, you know.